Okay, so welcome back to our tutorial, and today we are going to continue our tutorial, our project. And this project is t-shirt meme design. Okay, and in the last video we have coded or done this this part. Okay, we're able to input text, upload the image, and also change the size of the image and also the text color. And now we are going to make our project be able to save and somewhere in a place where we are going to take it again in the future. Okay, so what we are going to do is that when we hit the save button, all of our project will be saved somewhere else. Okay, and there are two ways that we can do that, and one is through local storage, but I think it is not the best thing to do, so I decided to go with Firebase. Okay, we are going to store our work with the Firebase Firestore. Okay, so in order to do that, we have to install Firebase, of course. And then since our project is doing or is going to take in it's more complicated, we need to use Redux. Okay, and Redux is a way that we can manage our state. Okay, so in Redux, it's basically the store that we are going to manage our state that we use in a different component in our application. Okay, so to begin with, we need to install Redux. Okay, and also the Redux. Okay, so the difference with Redux is that the Redux acts as the glue, so that we can link our application, React application, to our store. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to our VS Code. So to begin with, let us install two libraries, which is the Redux and React-Redux. Okay, so to do that, we just type in npm install Redux and also Redux. Okay, so we have the Redux and Redux have been successfully installed in our applications. So what we need is go to our index.js. Okay, let me just remove this. Okay, so in here we're going to import create store, and this is going to be from Redux. Okay, because we use this create store to basically create our store in our application. So we're going to invoke that and create a store and then save it in a constant. So down here we'll just type in const store, and that is equal to the create store, and then let's invoke it. And inside this create store, it will take in the reducer. Okay, so we are going to create two different reducer, and then we will combine it to make the main reducer, and then that is the reducer that we are going to pass in here. Okay, so in our project we are going to create two kinds of reducers. One is which is the auth reducer and also the design reducer. So to do that, let's go to our source folder under the components, And in here, let's create a folder. Think in the source. Okay, in the source folder, and let's create a folder called store, and then inside the store we'll create a reducer. Okay, and this is where we are going to create 3 different files, and this is for the auth reducers.js. And in here, let us just import or create a functional, or I mean a arrow function, and let's name this one auth reducer, and this is going to be an arrow function, and we just return the state. And inside the auth reducer, we're going to put in the state, and that will take in its equivalent to our initial state that we are going to create. Okay, so whenever this function will run, it will take in the state. Okay, will return the state, and then it will take in the initial state. Okay, so one more thing that we need is the action. Okay, then down here we just export that. Okay, so export default auth reducer. Oops. Okay, now we need to create the initial state, and we are just named it one initial state, and that will be an empty object for the meantime, and then later on we are going to put some data here. Okay, so let's save that, and then let's create another reducer, and this is going to be the design reducer.js, and same with the initials, the auth reducer, we just copy that and paste it here, and let me just change this to design reducer as well as the export. Okay, all right. Okay, to make our store or reducer more organized, we need to create the main reducer, and that will contain these 2 different reducers. So let us make that. So we'll just name main reducer the JS. Okay. And inside this main reducer, we are going to import the auth reducer and also the design reducer. To do that, we just say import auth, sorry I can't, reducer from, okay, auth reducers. Okay, I think we need to make this one remove the letter S so that we have a consistent naming here. So we'll just rename that, and we'll just remove the letter S. Okay. All right. Okay, so the other thing is the design reducer. Okay, and then down here we need to import the combine reducer, and this is will combine the two reducers that we just imported. So this is going to be from the Redux library. So combine reducers, and from the Redux library. Okay, so down here let's create the root reducer or the main reducer, and we'll take in the combine reducers, and then inside here let's put the object auth, and that will take in the auth reducer, and also the design that will take in design reducer. I think we don't need this two here, only comma. Okay, then we'll just export this main reducer to the index.js. Okay, so let's save that and let's go back to index.js, and up here let's import that. So import main reducer from the store, and then reducers, and then the main reducer, and then down here let's pass that to the create store main reducer. Okay, now in order for us to use the store so that we can have access to, we can pass in all the data from the store to the different component of our application, we need to import another thing here, which is the provider. Okay, so this is going to be from the Redux library. So Redux, and then down here I think I have removed something down here, so okay, here why did it go up there? It should be here. Okay, so let's wrap this app component with the provider that we just imported. So provider, okay, let me just fix this a little bit, and then let's take in the app. Okay, all right, so we basically wrap this app component with the provider so that we can pass the whatever data that we have in our store to the different component of our React application. So we'll just pass the store as a props. Okay, so that's how we do that. All right, so basically we have finished setting up our Redux and Redux application, or I mean our store. So in the next video we are going to create the dummy data so that we can put it in our store, and then we will try to access that in the different component. Okay, and then after that we are going to work with Firebase Firestore so that we can be able to save our project to the Firestore database. Okay, so thank you very much for watching, and see you guys in the next video.